Hello guys, my name is Joel and welcome to Dope Tech Man. So as you have seen in the previous video, and if you haven't watched that video, check out that video in which I have talked about what is there in an Arduino board and how to use all those different boards in an Arduino board. And if you have watched it, then you might also know that there is something called as Breadboard, and it is also a very important part of an Arduino project. So in today's video, we would be talking about how to use this breadboard in an Arduino project or any other electronics projects. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the breadboard. Now let's see how to use this breadboard. So as you can see in this breadboard, the first thing that you will notice is there are a lot of holes in here. What is the purpose of these holes and how to use this hole to create the Arduino project or create the circuit for the Arduino project? Now let's see that. So the first thing to note is what is inside these holes. So inside these holes are a plate or a conducting plate which conducts electricity. So here in this rail there is a common plate which connects these points together or these holes together, and there is another separate plate which connects these holes together. So these two holes are separated by these two holes have different separate plates. So what that means is when you connect a wire into this hole, then that wire is also connected to any other wires that has been connected to all these holes. And the similar way, if you connect a wire here, then that wire is also connected to all other wires that is connected in this line. For example, let's suppose you are connected a wire here and then you are connected a wire here. So if you are passing power supply through the wire to this hole, then you can also retrieve that power supply from this hole or even from this hole or any hole in this line. So this line holds a common plate and this line holds a common plate. Now when it comes to here, it's a little bit different. Here the plates are arranged in this manner. So all these holes in this manner is connected by a common plate. So this line is connected by a common plate, then this line is connected by a common plate, then this line is connected by a common plate. So like this, throughout the whole breadboard, the common plates connect the holes between these two lines in this similar manner. And it is similar in here also. It is connected like that in here also. But these two things are not connected. There is a gap here, so these two things are not connected. And in here it is similar like here. This line is connected by a common conducting plate, and this line or this series of holes is connected by a common conducting plate. Now what we can do with this Arduino board is you can connect the wires or the hardwares with the Arduino board or any other connections without soldering or without just doing some temporary adjustment. I think I should give an example. So here is the Arduino board. So here is an LED also. Here is a transistor. Okay, sorry, not a transistor, it's a resistor. So resistor, an LED, and this Arduino board. Now let's suppose that I want to connect this LED to this Arduino board, and as you know that if there are these pins in which I can connect this Arduino board, and here is the ground pin and the power supply pin. First let me bring some wire in here. So the first thing that we need to do is let's connect this LED into the breadboard. Now the one thing that you need to note is this line and this line should be mostly used to connect the power supplies. So as you can see, as you have heard in the previous video, I told you that there is a power supply of 5 volt and a 3.3 volt in this Arduino board and the ground supply. So you can connect that 5 volt or 3.3 volt power to this rail and the ground or the GND pin to the other rail, and like that you can take the power for the hardwares that you need from here. First thing we should do is connecting the power. So first let us connect this pin to the 5 volt, and then let's connect this another wire to the GND. Okay, then we'll be connecting this 5 volt, which is this orange wire, to the positive, to the pin or to the series of pin in which positive is written. So let me connect it here. Okay, so here it is connected, and then this negative or the wire that is connected to the GND of the Arduino board to the other rail in the breadboard. Okay, and I have connected it here. It doesn't matter if you connect it here or here, because this whole line is connected by a common conductive metal. So that's the first thing that you need to do. So that's the first part. Now you have to connect this LED. So now for connecting this LED, let us place this LED into anywhere in this Arduino board, any convenient place. So let's just connect it in here. Okay, so this is the positive terminal is on the left side and the negative is on the right side. So let's just connect it like this. The positive one goes to this hole and the negative one goes to the other hole. So okay, here we go. The LED is connected like this. So as you can see that the LED has been connected. Now you know that this LED requires a low voltage, and so it needs a resistor. Now we can connect this resistor to any of the one part, because it should be included in this circuit only. So let's connect the resistor to one of its terminal. I'm connecting it to the positive terminal. Okay, so as you know that this line or this series of pins holes are connected using one metallic part. So if I connect this resistor in here, that means this resistor is already connected to one of these pins. Okay, not one of these pins, the left side pin. And then I'm connecting this resistor to the positive rail. So here is the positive rail. Okay, so you can see that I have connected this resistor to this rail, which is connected to the positive pin of the Arduino board, and then this resistor is then connected to the left side of this LED, which is the positive pin. So then the next pin should be connected to the negative pin. So let's take another wire. So I have taken this another wire and I have connected it to the negative side of the pin, and then this wire that I connected in the breadboard, I am going to connect it to the negative rail, which is this rail. Okay, so the connection is complete. Now let's test out this circuit. Now we haven't written any code or anything, because the Arduino board in here is just acting like a battery, so there's no need to write any code. So let me bring in the power bank. Here is the power bank, and here is the wire, and here we go. Okay, so as you can see, this LED is glowing, so that means the project or the simple circuit is working correctly. So now what is happening is, this is the positive side, this is the positive terminal, and this positive terminal is connected to this resistor, and then this resistor is connected to this LED, and then the negative terminal of this LED is connected to this yellow wire, which is connected to this negative rail, and then the negative rail of the breadboard is connected to the negative or the GND pin of this Arduino board. So this is how the breadboard is basically used in the Arduino projects. And imagine that if there were no breadboards, then we have to manually hold these wires to this LED to get it working. And because of this breadboard, we did not have to solder all these parts to get it working. And that's the function of this breadboard. And there's also one more thing that I want to say about the breadboard, that there are also different types of breadboards, and by type I mean by different sizes according to your requirement. So if we don't want this big bulky breadboard, Then there are also other types of breadboard which are small, just like the one you can see here. So this is a small breadboard which can be used for these types of projects. And there are also medium sized breadboard like the one here. So this is the medium sized breadboard which can be used for medium sized projects. And actually what this thing is, this is just a acrylic board in which I can mount this Arduino board. And in all these breadboards, the connecting pins are just like the same. So as I have told you, in this breadboard, the pins are connected like this and like this in the ends. And in this also it is in the similar way. These pins are connected by a common metallic rail, and these points are connected by another metallic rail, and in here it is connected like this. And when it comes to this small breadboard, there is no metallic rail which can be used to deliver power. In this breadboard, the points are connected only like this, and in here it is connected only like this. So there is no point which is connected in this manner like these other two breadboards. And there's another thing in this big breadboard. So in this big breadboard, you can see that there's a gap in here and in here. What that means is that this rail is only connected till here, and from here it is a different rail. So what I mean by that is, so as you can see that the LED is right now turned on. Okay, it's on. That's because all the wires are connected inside this. Now if I remove this wire and let's say I connect it here, it is not turning on. It is because these two parts are not connected. There's a gap in here. Now when I take it again back up and connect it here, the LED again starts working. So there's a gap in here. So this part is separate and this part is separate. But it is not like that in this half size breadboard. In half size breadboard, the whole part is connected by one common rail. And in this small breadboard, there is nothing like that. There are just the pins that are connected like this, or the holes that are connected like this. So that is how you use the breadboard, and these are the different types of breadboards that is available out there. So I hope you understood how all these different types of breadboards work, and got a pretty good idea about what all these holes mean. So if you like this video, give it a like and share it with your friends, and subscribe for more upcoming videos. And we'll catch you in the next video by creating the first Arduino project. So we'll see you there. Till then, keep tinkering. Bye bye.